What's good, y'all? It's your boy J.Brock. It's Clapitup LA. I'm right here with my boy Mixedbycrook. He is a recording and mixing engineer, a businessman, manager, and an entrepreneur. Don't you forget that. How you doing today, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed, bro. Glad to be sitting right here with you. The first night I met Crook, I said, Crook, I need to get an interview with you, bro. Like, what's up? I needed that, man. So,
thank you for having me, bro.
Bro, it's a blessing. Thank you for pulling up. Now, I gotta ask, bro, where did you grow up at? And as a kid, what were some of the things that you felt that you wanted to do in your life?
I grew up in Harbor City. That's a little city, like Harbor area. You know what I mean? Like Wilmington, Torrance, like that area over there. But I was back and forth like Compton. You know what I mean? My grandma used to stay in Compton. So I was kind of like back and forth. My mom moved to Harbor City to kind of like get me away from over there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Was you getting into some stuff over there?
Nah, she just didn't want me growing up over there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I was always over there because of my grandma anyways.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I was back and forth. Yeah, that's where I grew up. Kind of like all over LA, you know.
What are some of the things that you enjoy about being in LA? You know, who's some of the friends that you connected with as a kid that you still talk to today?
I have a couple like childhood friends, but they don't even do music. That's the crazy part. Like, you know what I mean? Like nobody in my family does music. I'm like the first one to kind of like really get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, so when you first jumped off into music, when did you realize that was something that you even really like cared about? Because we know you went to community college, then you went to LA recording school, right? So what made you go to LA recording school? Let's talk about that.
Man, I didn't even know I wanted to do music, honestly. You know what I mean? Like I was going to community college after high school. What was I doing? I was trying to get into business, you know what I mean? I always knew I was trying to do something with business. So that didn't work out. I was always, I had friends going to the studio, and I kind of took that risk, going to school. You feel me? I'm like, let me just try and do something with this music, you know what I mean? See if it like works out. Eventually, I was trying to learn how to make beats, you know what I mean? I went into school trying to learn how to make beats, and then they went so deep into like EQing, compressing, like really mixing, like post-production. And that's kind of what I fell in love with. You know what I mean? I was like,
that's crazy. So you fell in love with more so the structure of music other than the face of music, what we see. Like I'm considering the face of music, the beat, the rap. You fell in love with the insides of it.
Yeah, I fell in love with being able to like get that vocal and really being able to like manipulate, you know what I mean, that vocal and take it to like somewhere else. You know what I mean? It could be totally something different.
How long did it take you to go from I always need somebody right here to help me mix to okay, I don't need nobody, now I can just go up in there and mix by myself?
I guess like when I graduated, you know what I mean? Even like going to school, I was still going to the studio. I was going to like, kind of just trying to get my hands in any session that I could. You know what I mean? I was trying to work. You know what I mean? Even if I didn't have sessions, I would just go back to sessions I already had and do something different to that session. You know what I mean? And just kind of like learn that way. You know what I mean? I was in and out the studio, going to even like after school for like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You
had a different type of grind. You're saying you was in the studio even after school. So y'all don't know, but my boy Mixedbycrook actually graduated from LA recording school. Was that something that you imagined you would have done when you first got there, or was that something that just kind of happened as you continued to go?
Nah, I never, like I said, after, community college, I was like, what am I gonna do? I signed up for music school.
It just went on from there.
Kind of just went from there.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, the love and things grow from that point once you step into something. Now, you got homies rapping. You know what I'm saying? And as you talked about the making beats thing, why do you feel like making beats wasn't necessarily for you?
I just fell in love with the whole mixing process, the whole recording process, being able to EQ, compress, you know what I mean? Just being able to take that song to another level, you feel me? Yeah. That's what I fell in love with.
Did you ever complete a beat though?
Yeah. I mean, right now I'm still, you know, I'm trying to learn how to make beats.
Okay,
you know,
okay, so you're still trying to do it,
yeah. So, but I feel like I couldn't get to that level until, you know, I mastered recording and I mastered mixing, mastered mastering. Okay. You know what I mean? So now I feel like I'm at that level where I can kind of just do something else, you feel me? And I feel like I need to. I feel like, you know what I mean? I need to learn how to make beats. You know what I mean? So, and I'm in the process of putting a little tape together, you know what I mean? I got a lot of producer homies that fuck with me, that come to the studio that I'm kind of learning off of right now. So I'm in that process, you know, I'm gonna get there for sure.
Okay, bet. Okay, so we're gonna hear some produced by Crook.
Definitely.
All right, we're looking forward to that. Now, you credit Mixed by Ali as the reasoning for being the reason why you even started mixing. Now, there was a day that you met Mixed by Ali. How did that day go, and how did that make you feel?
Man, it was a blessing to meet Ali. You know what I mean? When I met him, I went to one of his workshops. He had posted on Instagram, so I went with the homie Z, Mixed by Z. He's the owner of Z Room, which I own too now. You know what I mean? We kind of co-own Z Room and Unit 3 together now. So I went with him, and I was able to chop it up with him after, and he kind of knew who I was. You know what I mean? So, I told him who I work with. And he was like, oh yeah, I heard some of your work, you feel me? So I'm like, damn, that's dope. And then, he gave me that follow, so you feel me?
Yeah, that follow, man, you know, you get that follow, that's validation right there, man.
So it was dope to meet him and for him to kind of like recognize, you know what I mean, my work. It was dope, you feel me? Because I've always looked up to Ali. He's been like, I guess one of the main engineers that I look up to, you feel me? When I was going to school, he was one of the engineers that I was like, okay, this hit. Because I used to listen to a lot of Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? Like back in the day it was Kendrick, you know, Wiz. Yeah. So I would like kind of go into, you know, study their engineers and who they work with. And I kind of fell in love with, you know, the way Ali like mixed his songs, you know what I mean? You know, you heard Kendrick shit.
Yeah, for sure. I'll never forget him saying, Ali, you thirsty on Twitter.
The way he be like mixing his vocals, different effects, like different pitches, you know what I mean? I fell in love with that. Yeah. I'm like, I'm trying to do that. You feel me? Like, that's why I fell in love with like the whole mixing part and being able to do those type of effects. And I feel like Ali, you feel me? Shout out Ali, man.
Yeah, shout out Ali.
If you watching this, bro, you feel me? You're the reason.
Hey, can I get a follow back too? Hey, but I gotta, okay, you have to have a specific kind of ear to be able to mix some stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
What are some of the things that you're listening to when you go in there and you mix somebody's song?
I guess it's different every session. You know what I mean? Every artist is different, for sure. But I guess one of the things that I go in there, first thing is just the vocal. You know what I mean? I solo out the vocal and I just hear how it sounds raw, and I go from there. Is it low? You know, is it too much low end, too much high end, and I kind of just go from there, and I just, you know what I mean, kind of just subtract different frequencies, like what I need and what I don't need. You know what I mean? So I start from there, and if I got the stems to a session, like for the whole beat, I'll probably start with the beat first, and then I'll mix in the vocals. Okay. You know what I mean? But if I have the 2-track, then I'll get the 2-track.
What's the 2-track?
A 2-track is basically like the beat, but it's the MP3 of the wave. Okay. You know what I mean? But it's just, you can't go in and mess with the kick or the hi-hat, you know what I mean? Everything's kind of just in one track.
Have you ever completely destroyed something when you was mixing before?
Oh yeah.
What was that like, just going over there just destroying it?
Man, when I was barely starting out, for sure, you know what I mean? There's been a couple sessions, but that's how you learn, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
For sure, I fucked up a couple sessions. Even to this day, I'm like, I don't even want to listen to that. You feel me? Like I wish I could go back to a couple songs and kind of just mix them over. You know what I mean? But that's the whole process is. You know what I mean? That's the whole journey. That's how you learn.
How often do you feel like that when you mix something up and then it's out? How often do you feel like, I wish I could do that again?
I mean, even to this day, I still go over some songs, but you know, like. Songs are already out, you can't go back to them. You know what I mean? So like,
but do you hear them and be like,
So now I kind of just go over. I bounce it out. I listen to it in the car. I listen to it in the headphones. I listen to it in the studio, different speakers.
So that's a method. That's a method. Because you know what? Nipsey said that he used to take a song and listen to it in the car, and he said if it sounds good in the car, he know people will listen to it. Yeah. So you saying
you're
like
used to your car. You go to your car. You used to your speakers. You're used to how shit sounds. Right. So like I kind of know like, I turn it up at 30. You know what I mean? And I listen to a song and I keep it at 30 and I you know, put in my mix and keep it out there and see how that shit sound. You know what I mean?
Okay, so that's smart for y'all mixing engineers, producers. He said he'll listen to it in his earphones, on the phone, in the car, and you gotta listen to it on the every phone, which way.
The phone too. The phone's like, you know, the key for sure. If it sounds good in the phone, everything sounds good, you good.
Yeah, facts, bro. You gotta. Now I gotta ask you, other than Ali, who are some other producers and mixers that you have looked up to and it took some game from? I mean, I know you're gonna say Dr. Dre. You gotta say Dr. Dre.
Man, yeah, for sure. But like people that I really study, I guess people that I work with right now, you know what I mean? Like, man, Cammy, drummer, they hard. Like they up and coming. They got a lot of shit with Ruchi right now too. Yeah. I look up to a lot of people that I work with, you know what I mean? Kind of like, I guess, you know, my peers, you know, you feel me? But because everybody around me, they're really like masters at what they do. You know what I mean? Like whether it's engineers, producers, photographers, videographers, I feel like everybody kind of just already has that. They put in their hours, you know what I mean? So. Are
you ever I don't want to say intimidated, but are you ever feeling as if, dang, this dude knows so much and I don't know that yet? Does that ever like bother you or intimidate you at all?
Definitely not. I feel like I'm still like a student in the game. You know what I mean? Like I go into every session kind of just trying to learn.
That's right.
If I go to a different session and someone else is engineering, I just watch what they do. You know what I mean? If they use different plugins, I'm like, okay, why is he using that plugin? Or, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm still a student in the game, and you always got to be a student.
How important do you feel like it is to be a student?
I mean, I feel like it's important, you know what I mean? Because you can't be like, oh, I already know this, because you might not know it. Someone might do it better than you, or someone might, you know, feel me? Just do it different than you know what I mean? Or do it differently towards you, like, lets you kind of like think about it and have a different approach to things, you feel me?
Do you look at it as competition with other mixing engineers, or do you ever just kind of look at it like, well, they doing their thing, like, that's what's up?
No. I always congratulate everybody, like my peers, you know what I mean? Like, Mixed by Crystal, she hard. She doing her thing right now.
Yeah, shout out her. Yeah.
Shout out to her, you feel me? There's a lot of engineers that I fuck with, you know what I mean? Bands, shout out to Bands. Z, like I say, I co-own Z Room with Z. He's done a lot of great stuff, you know, he's worked with DJ Quick. I don't ever see it as competition, you feel me? I see it as just like, okay, these my homies, these are the people I work with,
right,
you feel me? Like, let's grow, let's keep pushing, let's get better together, you feel me? I feel like everybody can kind of feed off each other and just kind of bring different ideas to the table.
That's a really great mindset to have. Not looking at it like competition, but looking at it like, shout out my bro, you know, shout out the home girl, you know, y'all doing y'all thing.
It's all about getting better together, you feel me? Because I feel like everybody at this point around me, like, you know what I mean, is a master at their own craft, like I said. You know what I mean? So let's get better together, you know what I mean?
Now, how long will it take you to go up in the studio and mix some stuff up? Is that something that you take like real slow, or is it something that you can just get through real quick?
It depends on the song, like I said. Like, someone could send me a song and it'll just be like raw vocals, and I'll have to import it to my session, and it'll be quick because I already have a template. So all I have to do is kind of import those files into my session. You know what I mean? I'll just listen to the vocal, do some EQing where I need to, compression if I need to. Not every song needs compression. You know what I mean? You kind of just have to listen by ear.
When you say compression, okay, compression. What is this compression?
So when you compress the vocal, it basically squashes your dynamic range.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like, you have to kind of listen by ear and kind of just test that and just hear it, you feel me? I feel like compression, you can start at I'll give you like a starting point. You know, you can have a ratio like 4.1 and a threshold, but you have to really listen for it, you know what I mean?
This sounds like science, you know, it sounds like some science.
Engineering.
In fact, the true meaning of an engineer, understanding all the little bits and pieces.
It's not science engineering, you know, it's just messing with audio.
That sounds so crazy. Now, we got to give a shout out to Black. You know, your beginnings in mixing, you credit to Black. And then you credit to being around and mixing for AZ Sway, Black bringing Rucci around. You know, working with these guys and actually jumping into the game. What was it like being able to link up with Black in that way? AZ Sway, you know, Chike, Rucci. How was it in the beginning stages of that?
Man, it was crazy because we was all just, you know what I mean, trying to figure it out. I met Black. I was actually working with Black. This actually Black's brand, Risky.
Okay, shout out Black, Risky, yes sir.
Yeah, he's doing his thing, you know what I mean? My boy Black, he's doing his thing with the brand. But I was working with Black at a studio in Downey, you know what I mean? That's kind of where we started like kind of working, you know what I mean? And then he brought Rucci around and we kind of just went from there, you know what I mean? It's been love ever since. That's family now. You know what I mean? It's Mac and Cole.
Yeah, Mac and Cole. Okay, so that's amongst all of you guys.
Yeah. And Sway, I met him through like social media. He had hit me up, and he's one of the first artists that I kind of like started working with too. You know what I mean? He brought me around. I met Chike. You know what I mean? Shout out Chike. You feel me?
Shout out Chike. Yeah.
We all still work together. You feel me? We're all friends. You feel me? Like it's family. So, but it's crazy how everything is right now, you know what I mean? It wasn't like this before.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of all just put that grind and that love, you know what I mean, to music.
Are you amazed at the growth that you guys have came together and made?
I'm amazed, but I'm not surprised.
Okay.
I mean, cause
I ain't surprised, right? Okay.
You know I knew it was gonna be here, you know what I mean? It's all a matter of time and putting that work in, you know what I mean? And we all did our part, and I feel like the whole Mac and Cole, everybody knows their role, you know what I mean? Like it's a team, you know what I mean? Like I feel like you gotta have a team to really get to that level, you know what I mean? To get to that next level, yeah.
So when did you guys establish Mac and Cole?
Mac and Cole, it was first started as Bass Squad.
Okay, Bass Squad. Okay.
Boss Man started Bass Squad.
Yeah.
It was him and Rucci, and and then Mac and Cole came about because Sean Mack, you know, he was part of everything that was going on. Rest in peace, Sean Mack.
Yeah.
Him and Rucci kind of just, you know, started the Mac Rucci, and we had passed away, kind of just, you know, made Mac and Cole. You feel me? And that's what started the label after that. What
was that moment like for you guys when Sean Mack passed away?
Man, it was hard times, definitely, for sure. You know what I mean? And Rucci kind of just kept going. You know what I mean? Kind of just everything kind of just fell on him. You know what I mean? But shit, we got through it. You feel me? He got through it, and we just kept going.
Yeah. That's all you can do, man. That's a blessing. Yeah. Now. For the group, for the people you've mixed, we're gonna bring up a couple names. Of course, Boss Man, shout out Boss Man, Rucci. You just mixed the whole project for Trap Daz, Nico G4, AZ Chike, Peso, L Viper. Shout out everybody I'm naming right now. Lotto Rocket, Dom Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? To be able to mix for all of these people, and you gotta realize, bro, you got like a catalog. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Are you ever amazed at just listening to the stuff like, I mix for bro, like, you know, working with all of these people? How happy are you and how proud of how far you've came from your beginnings to now?
Man, it's been a blessing, you feel me? Because it was never like this. Like, man, I'm booked every day. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm in the studio every day. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a blessing to be able to do that. It's a blessing to be able to provide and, you know what I mean, and feed my son and, you know what I mean, do things, buy things for myself, just by doing music, just by staying in the studio. You know what I mean? But it was never like this. I had to put that grind up. I had to put those hours. You know what I mean? I think it's just like 2 years ago, barely like I quit my job. You know what I mean? So I've been doing this for 2 years, like just.
So you quit the job and went full-fledged into this?
Yeah. So it's been like 2 years now. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
how long had you been waiting to be able to do that?
Man, since I graduated, 2012?
Yeah.
2012. So.
Ooh, so you had to work for 8 years.
It's been like 8 years. You know what I mean? And I was doing like different jobs. I was doing construction, even while going to school. I would do construction, then I would go to the studio after. I would find time to go to the studio, you know what I mean? And I I think I was doing construction. I would wake up like at 3 a.m. and I would be in the studio like 10 p.m. or like 8 p.m. You know, before that, and I go straight from the studio to work. Sometimes, you feel me? So it was just different jobs that I used to do, but while still trying to do this. You feel me? So it's just been like 2 years that I kind of just been doing this. Like, okay, I'm able to quit my job and really, you know what I mean, pay rent and you know what I mean, buy everything that I need to do.
Beautiful thing. Yeah. Did you ever at one point feel like it was too much, working a job, going to school, and making sure you get to the studio? Did it? How overwhelmed did you feel?
Definitely. I mean, there's always obstacles. You feel me? Because I feel like I had this job. I was a bud tender for like a year or so. You know what I mean? But they would do like crazy hours, like 16 hours. So at that point, I was already like graduated school. I was working with Roots here, but you feel me? But I was still doing this. And then I'm like, I still gotta make money somehow. You feel me? I wasn't making money like as much as I am now. You know what I mean, through music. So I'm like, man, I gotta figure it out. So I would do 16 hours and then I wouldn't find time to go to the studio. You know what I mean? I would be tired. I'm like, man, I gotta do this and wake up early. You feel me? So I was getting unmotivated. You know what I mean? And I was falling in love with the money that it was bringing. You know what I mean? Instead of just kind of just putting that to the side and kind of just sacrificing. You know what I mean? So I guess I took that risk where I'm like, fuck this job, I quit, and I kind of just, you know, went full in. Like,
was that the best moment of your life? No, you got a kid. That had to be the best moment of your life, but that was one of the best moments of your life.
Definitely.
Yeah, just to feel that freedom, because, I mean, I've been the same thing, bro, working a job. You got to listen to these people tell you what to do. You ready to get off work. They tell you can't get off work. It's a whole bunch of bull crap. You got to take the risk.
I took that risk. You know, I feel like life gives you, you know what I mean, options. You feel me? Like, where it's like, you gonna take this risk or you gonna take that risk? You feel me? You gonna go here or there? Like, feel me? Like, so I took that risk where I'm just like, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna just, you know what I mean? I got a whole degree. Like, what the fuck if I do? Like, you feel me? I paid student loans for what? Like, you know what I mean? So I kind of took that risk. I was broke for a little bit. Like, you know what I mean?
But it's all good.
You feel me? It's all good now. You feel me? It was worth it.
Right. You know well, see, I think people get this thing confused where they like being broke is the worst thing. I mean, it's bad. But if you broke and you out here really going for something, you're only gonna be broke for so long. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So when you are broke in the midst of still doing this, did you ever think about going back to that job, or were you just kind of like, man, I don't even care, bro?
Definitely, I did for sure. But I feel like that made me even grind harder. You feel me? Made me want to be like, okay, let me get out there more, like get in the studio more, just be around this more, where it was like make it an everyday type thing. You feel me? So that was my goal. Where I was like, I can't go back. Like, you know, I'm not gonna go back. You know,
facts. That's what you gotta say. I'm not doing it. I ain't going back. I got to get it out here. Now, when you start to make money for the things that you actually love, how good do you feel, and how happy are you to know, like, I bet on myself and it started working for me?
I mean, I feel good, you feel me? But I can't get comfortable, you know what I mean? I gotta keep going. I feel like I want more. I want more than just music, you know what I mean? I want to do my own cannabis, you know, brand. I want to, you know, start more merch, you know what I mean? I feel like everything kind of goes together, but I want to have multiple things where I can, you feel me?
Yeah, I feel that. Now, you want to get into the bud. You want to get into the marijuana business, okay? What makes you want to get into the marijuana business, man?
I mean, I smoke, you know what I mean? So I feel like I want to provide that good quality for, you know what I mean, for everybody around me, and I feel like it just kind of goes hand in hand. You know
do you feel like, because sometimes, you know, we feel when we smoke, it enhances our senses, you know what I'm saying? We can, I mean, you know, I don't know if you ever did it before, but if you ever smoked some weed, listen to a song, you're like, dang, this song banging right now. Like, you hear, okay, so do you feel like that's to your advantage?
I mean, at this point, I smoke so much, I'm like, it's regular. You feel me? So I feel like at the beginning, maybe, but I feel like now it's, you know what I mean? I'm just so used to it. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like, okay, because we got a lot of rappers, you know what I'm saying? Y'all do your thing, but do you feel like people are asleep on kind of like the mixing aspect of it? Because there's so many different ways and avenues you can be a part of music. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like more people should try to mix, or do you feel like it's not for everybody?
Like be a mixing engineer? Definitely. I mean, I would love to have more engineers. I'm looking for more engineers. You know what I mean? So I would definitely, if it's something that you would want to do and love, I would definitely, you know what I mean, we need more engineers, more female engineers for sure.
Okay, more female.
You know what I mean? I feel like we definitely need more females in just basically in the music industry, period. You know what I mean? Like,
why do you think females don't get the recognition, or why do you feel like we don't have enough in the music industry?
I'm not sure, but I feel like it's getting there. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like there's more women like, you know, passionate about doing music or trying to get, you know, in the music industry. So definitely, I feel like it's growing. You know what I mean?
Well, definitely, everything grows through time, and shoot, more people got to be willing to take their time and get up in there. Now, you were also a manager. You and Ayo managed for SVG Premium. One of the things that you said made this possible was the fact that you guys have great chemistry. Now, what is this chemistry that you speak of, and what makes you guys such a great combination?
Man, me and Preem.
That tattoo hard, bro.
Thank you, bro. That's my son's name, Josiah.
Oh, that's hard, man. That's good. Yeah. See, I got this little ambition right here, but it ain't nothing like that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I met Preem at Red Room Studios.
Yeah.
I met him at Red Room Studios, and that's where I met Ayo too.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? That's kind of we all kind of started like, you know what I mean? As far as like working together, you know what I mean? It was, I think we met like 2015 or something like that, 2016 at Red Room. But yeah, that came about just, you know, being around each other in the studio, just besides music, you know what I mean, just being friends. And he had asked me to be his manager like a couple months ago, and kind of have Ayo come on board. You know what I mean? I had talked to Ayo about it, that, you know, he had told me about it, and I kind of told Preem, I'm like, I don't know, like, you know, I'm trying to just be an engineer, but I feel like I want to go in that lane too, because I want the best for him, you know what I mean? And I kind of know, like, you know, I'm trying to bring him like to another level where I feel like I could take him there, you know what I mean?
So when you go from being a mixing engineer, you know, recording and mixing engineer, to stepping into your manager bag, what's the difference, and what are the things you have to do as a manager to make sure he gets to where you see he should be?
I'm still learning the whole part, you know what I mean? As a manager, I feel like Ayo is more like a manager at this point, you know what I mean?
So what's your role? What's your role in this?
Me, I provide, you know, like studio time, the mixing, you know, just basically his engineer, you know what I mean? But I got connections that, you know, I provide for him. I set up like meetings, you know what I mean, with different artists, you know, collabs, producers. Have different producers pull up to the studio, have, you know, work with him. Kind of like be an A&R too, I guess, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Do you feel like being a manager is tough, or do you feel like it's something that is rather easy?
I feel like I'm still learning, you know what I mean? The whole manager thing. You know
who can you ask about advice to being a manager?
I mean, the whole Mac and Co. I got Holiday, I got Tech, you know what I mean? Kind of just been learning from them too, you know what I mean? The way they move, the way they put plays together, what they do for, you know what I mean? For Lotto, for Rucci, for everybody. Kind of just getting game from them, you know what I mean? And see what they do.
That's right. So
now, as a manager, you gotta be there for the artists. You know what I mean? You gotta be there like every day. You know what I mean? What they need. You gotta be there like mentally, physically, like you know what I mean. If they're going through it, you gotta be like, "What's wrong? Like, you good? Like, let me pull up."
Best friend type. You can talk to me all the time.
I feel like that's as a manager, you gotta be there. You feel me? For your artists.
I feel that. Do you feel like, you know, as a manager, you have to be sure to put your feelings to the side a lot of the times?
Sometimes, yeah, because. I mean, you might be going through something and your artist might be going through it, and you might have to be like, you might be in the studio and then be like, okay, let me put my shit to the side so he could be good in the studio, you know what I mean? So I feel like maybe to that point, yeah, you gotta kind of put things to the side for your artist.
Now let me ask you, in the studio, things can get pretty crazy. Females around, weed, drink. what is your particular setting that you like to have when you in the studio? You need females around, you need the party atmosphere going on, or do you need peace and quiet?
Man, I feel like every artist is different. So, you know, me myself, when I'm in the studio mixing by myself, I like being by myself.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard for you to be mixing and seeing somebody twerking like that.
No, it's happened before.
Oh man, oh my goodness.
Especially, man, Ruchi sessions, Megan Cole sessions, crazy.
Getting ratchet, huh?
Crazy. So I've been recording one time, you feel me? I've been recording one time, and I just look over and there's ass in my face.
Bare butt.
Just shaking in my face. I'm like, oh, shit. And I just kind of just go back to recording.
Nigga just gotta be like,
yeah, cause, you know what I mean? Cause, yeah. It get crazy though, you know what I mean? You get crazy. But there's other artists that like being in the studio just by themselves. You know what I mean? So I enjoy them sessions too. I mean, I enjoy every session, you know what I mean? But yeah, it do get crazy sometimes. But me personally, I like being, when I'm locked in, I like being in it by myself.
How do you deal with people recognizing you? You know, because see, when you jump into this game, and the bigger you get, the more people notice you that you don't know from nothing at all. How do you deal with, you know, those people, and how do you feel about that?
And it's crazy. It get crazy sometimes. You know what I mean? Because I meet a lot of people every day. You know what I mean? So I had some times where people be like, okay, I met you before, and I'm like, bro, I don't know, like, I met you here at this studio.
No disrespect at all.
Yeah, no disrespect at all, you feel me? But it get crazy, you know what I mean? You meet so many people that, man, it's hard to remember, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I understand that, man. Now, you've been in the game for almost 10 years, okay? And like you said earlier, you in the studio every day. For about the past 2 years, it's been really going up for you. Yeah. There's a potential mixing engineer, producer, manager out there that's looking up to Crook right now. And he's like, man, it looked like Crook just got it all laid out and it's looking easy for you. What would you tell them? Give us a situation that you struggled with that they should understand they got to make it out of.
Man, like I said, when I was going, you know, working, when I took that risk, when I took that risk, I guess you could say that.
Being okay with completely messing up the session.
Yeah, bro, just being okay with being broke, like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta,
that's the most difficult thing,
and trying to get sessions, you know what I mean? I guess that was the hardest part, trying to get sessions and trying to get that work and trying to get people to see my, you know what I mean, my quality. You know what I mean, what could I bring to the table, you know what I mean? So I guess that was the hard part. And once I did that, once I was able to get them sessions and get my work out and get people to hear what I could do, you know what I mean? And as an engineer, I feel like you do more than just record, you know what I mean? You gotta deal with a lot of things besides just recording and mixing, you know what I mean? So I feel like that was the hardest part, for sure.
So at one point, were you reaching out to people? Let me mix for you, let me produce for you.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of no's.
For sure, I got a lot of no's. You know
was that
that's because I didn't have the work to, you know what I mean? Work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And once I got that work, you know what I mean? Once Black started putting out more work, once Ruchi started putting out more work, Sway, you know what I mean? It got me to that platform. You know what I mean? I mean, people still book because of Ruchi. You know what I mean? They book sessions. You know what I mean? Because they hear what I do. You know what I mean? Oh, you work with Ruchi. Oh, you work with Sway. Oh, you work with Shai. You work with who, like, you know what I mean? So I'm blessed to be in that position to, you know what I mean, to be where I'm at right now.
Now, here's the question. We all go through these no's, but there are some people who tell you no at first, and then when they see the growth, they be like, what's up, bro?
Oh, yeah.
Where you at?
How
many times have you felt, you know what I'm saying, went through that, and what does that like make you feel like dang, like, well, I was trying to reach out to you and you wasn't messing with me then?
Man, I'm still humble about it. You know what I mean? I'll still work with them.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But I'll let them know, like,
That's
you
right.
know what I mean? Like, you know, I hit you back there.
Yeah, you let them know, like, yeah, bro, I talked to you back then. You wasn't messing. What's up? Like, on me. Because it's just always like we need that closure. You know what I'm saying? And it's good that you don't have that payback mindset.
Nah,
it's kind of like, you know what? All right, bet, let's do it. But I did tap in with you. You wasn't trying to mess with me. I remember that. So I feel that now, when you are in the studio mixing, producing, doing the things you need to do, you also got to deal with emotions and feelings.
Okay? Yeah.
Maybe this artist ain't feeling this, or this artist ain't feeling that. How heated have things got for you in the studio because of the disagreements?
I think I had an artist walk out on me one time or something.
Ooh,
I think I wasn't getting the auto-tune right or something, you know what I mean? But that was like me barely like learning how to mess with the auto-tune, you know what I mean? So I was getting them sessions where it was like, okay, let me try this, or, you know, working with them type of artists, you know what I mean? Where like got me in that bag where it's like, damn, I need to learn how to do this. You feel me?
Man. So the auto-tune bag, that's a whole different bag right there.
It's a whole different bag.
Okay, so what do you have, what's the level of game you got to apply to that to make sure that works right?
Well, I feel like that plays has a lot to do with like the artist, you know what I mean, with the artist and the engineer, you know what I mean? You guys have to be able, the artist has to be able to mess with the auto-tune, and the engineer has to be able to play with the auto-tune, you know what I mean?
Okay, that's crazy.
It goes hand in hand, you know what I mean? So I wasn't doing my part, and the artist kind of walked out, and, you know what I mean? I was like, damn, like, you know, feel me? They go to my session, so. It wasn't really heated. He was kind of like, bro, I'm out. Like, you feel me?
Did y'all ever come back together?
Oh yeah, definitely. We came back together. I'm like, bro, you feel me? Like, let me try it again now. Yeah. You know, like, I'm a little better. I got a little more sauce.
He needed his practice. Okay.
Yeah. So I got that practice in. I was working with an artist that was kind of learning too with the auto-tune. So I was working with him and kind of just build with him. You feel me? And that's how I learned. You know. And working with different artists too, different singers, you know what I mean, different melodies, pitches. So. And
everybody got their little thing that they really care about. That's just like, you know, and you gotta care about all of that.
Definitely.
You can't not care about it, because if you don't care about it, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Because they could be like artists that come in the studio and be like, I want this plugin, you know, I want that on my vocals. And okay, yeah, let me work with you and see what I can do with that. You know what I mean? So.
Has there ever been a time you had to be like, bro, I just can't do that. That ain't gonna work.
Oh yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm not fucking with that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's their song, so I'll be like, I'll just go with what they say. You know what I mean? If I do something and they don't like it, and they'll be like, okay, let me see how it sounds without it, and then I'll just go with, you know.
You just gotta go with it. That's it. You gotta go with the flow sometime, and that's perfectly fine. Now, you've been in the studio, rappers, mixing engineers, all that. Y'all can stay in the studio for hours upon hours. Have you ever found yourself falling asleep at the keyboard?
Yeah, definitely. Man, there was this one session, I think I had work, and I had to do a 12-hour session after that. I for sure fell asleep like around like 6 a.m.
While you at oh man.
Yeah, but you know, I woke up and then kind of just wrapped it up after that.
Yeah.
You feel me? But yeah, I was definitely like sleepy for sure.
Yeah. Now being in the studio for 24 hours, I mean, you just in that room all day long. What was that session like? I mean, do y'all take breaks to eat food? Like, what's going on, bro?
That session was crazy. I'll never do another 24-hour session
what
again.
What was y'all in album mode?
He was in mixing mode, yeah.
Okay.
He was mixing his album.
Okay.
Yeah. But he had tapped in with me, and I feel like that time I just wanted to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think I was like 4 or 5 years ago.
You just wanted that work, yeah.
I wanted that work, you know what I mean? So I took the 24-hour session. He's like, bro, pull up. I need my whole album mix. So I pulled up, and you know, he paid me a good amount, you know what I mean? So, but I'll never do it again. Because I didn't sleep, and he was the only one just knocked out right there. I'm like,
he knocked out, you working.
Food, I was working, I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh man, a whole 24-hour session. You know, you gotta pay attention to the tedious things. Everything gotta be perfect.
Yeah.
Were you satisfied with how that album ended up coming out?
Yeah, I was, but I feel like I can go back to it. You know what I mean? I'm not satisfied now, but at that point, I guess I was, you know. But I feel like everything back then I could go back to and fix now and make it better.
Right, but see, that's you looking at the quality of work that you're putting in when you first began.
Yeah, and you're able to hear that in my mixes. You know what I mean? If you go back to a song 2015, 2016, you're not gonna hear that quality that you are now. You know what I mean? It's gonna be way better.
You just get better and better throughout the year. That's what anything you do.
Yeah.
Now, I gotta ask you, when you think about just being able to be at the controls, you know what I'm saying, and how important is your opinion to the sound of things? when you put something out? Because you know, your opinion might not be the most important sometimes. It might be the artist's opinion. But how important do you feel like your feed into it is?
I feel like it's important at this point. You know what I mean? I feel like I got that ear where I can tell you whether it sounds good or bad. You know what I mean? But I guess you do have those artists where it's kind of like, you know, I want it to sound like this, or, you know what I mean? So I have to go with what they want to do, you know what I mean? But I feel like at this point, my opinion definitely matters, you know what I mean? I got that ear, I put in the work, I put in the hours, where it's like, you know what I mean? Artists respect my opinion, you know what I mean, on their music.
That's right, yeah, you build that respect up over time. Now, he got on the crooked luxury hat right here, he got the CL on the side, the bag man going up. Now,
so this is the merch that I was telling you about. You know what I mean? This is what I was trying to do. Crooked luxury kind of came about because, you know what I mean, there's obstacles in life. You know what I mean? You're gonna go through obstacles in life, and I feel like there's not like a straight path up, you know what I mean? Like, it's always gonna be crooked. You feel me? And Crooked Luxury is kind of like, I want to do something with my name. I didn't want to be like, just put Mixedbycrook on the shirt. You know what I mean? I want to put something, kind of like always, every time, like everything I do has to have like a meaning behind it. You know what I mean? So I wanted to have like a meaning behind it. So that's kind of what it means, Crooked Luxury. You know what I mean? There's not a straight way up. You're always going to come across something, you know what I mean? And you're always going to have options to take a risk, you know what I mean? And get better at things.
I feel that. He said it ain't no straight way. It's not. There's no GPS to success, bro.
But, you know, you're going to get to that luxury.
Yeah, facts.
You're going to get to that luxury.
Yeah.
Whatever your luxury means to you, though. You know what I mean? It could mean, you know, success can mean a lot of things to, you know what I mean, to a lot of people. But I feel like success is being able to wake up and do what you want to do.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's success, you know what I mean? And I feel like I'm at that point, you know. But I'm definitely not comfortable. I don't ever feel like I should be comfortable. You know what I mean? I want more. So
where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Who are some artists that you feel like you want to work with? You know what I'm saying? At the height of where you're going.
Man, where do I see myself in 5 years? I feel like just being a studio owner, you know what I mean? Being an entrepreneur, just having multiple businesses, you know what I mean? Besides just music, having, you know what I mean? Going into the fashion, going into the cannabis industry, and I feel like everything just kind of just goes together. But I'm definitely not trying to be comfortable. Even in 5 years, I feel like I'm not going to be comfortable. You know I mean, I might find something, I don't know, I might find love of cooking, I don't know. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to like bake cookies too, like I'm trying to do edibles. You know what I mean? So
I gotta ask you then, what's your favorite strand of weed right now? What are you going to go smoke? That thing that you going back to back every day to go get?
Say some cookies.
Cookies,
sure, some cookies. Okay. Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna call my weed brand too. Yeah, you getting it first.
Oh yeah, you heard it here first on Clapitup LA. Yes, sir.
It's gonna be called Crookies.
Crookies. Okay, I like that. Crookies. Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I got the logo already ready to go. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's good stuff. Now, when you making your edibles, see, I don't know the process. You make edibles. You actually make.
No,
them.
I don't. But I want to get into the business.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I might just hire someone like to bake for me. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But I feel like I have the resources to be able to bring someone to the team and be able to do that. You know.
I feel that. Now, when you look back at your path through everything, like you said, the crooked luxury. You know what I'm saying? Making it to that level. What are some of the things that you feel like you would change, if there is anything that you would change about your process?
Man, I wouldn't change nothing, bro. Honestly. I mean, there's a couple things maybe that I would change, but man, being broke taught me a lot, you know what I mean? It gave me that grind to be like, man, I can't be out here doing this, you know what I mean?
So you feel like that worked to your advantage?
Definitely. You know what I mean? But my surroundings, who I grew up with, everything played a part.
Now, the circles that you are surrounded by today, you know, because we was talking about off camera, just the different people that we hang with now. You know, now that you're jumping off into this, the circles that you hang with today, what are some of the things that you feel like is like standards, you know what I'm saying, to be there and have those conversations?
I feel like at this point, I try to surround myself with everybody that's kind of like already a master at their craft. You know what I mean? I still try to work with people coming up, you know what I mean? But I feel like at this point, everybody around me is, you know, kind of just successful, you know what I mean? Or not successful, but, you know, they're a master at the craft and they're good at what they do, where I could just kind of just trust them, you know what I mean?
That's right. Now I got to ask you, opinions. We have to deal with people's opinions, whether they involved in what we do or whether they not, you know what I'm saying? How often do you listen to someone's opinions and brush it off and listen to the opinion and be like, I could use that?
I always try to listen, you know what I mean? I feel like being in this game, you gotta be able to listen, you know what I mean? You gotta be able to take, you know, criticism or, you know, opinion on things, you know what I mean? You can't be like, oh, this is me and this is what I do and I'm gonna stick to this, you know what I mean? I feel like
you can't be like that.
I feel like being in this game, you gotta be able to take opinions from everybody, whether it's good or bad, you know what I mean? You might, but you gotta be able to take it in, you know? Have
you ever dealt with some criticism in the wrong way before?
Oh yeah, people had told me I'm whack as fuck before, you know, or this mix is,
or
I don't fuck with this mix, or you know what I mean, or you know what I mean. I feel like, but that definitely made me go harder. You know what I mean.
That's right.
I never took it out like, oh, offensive. Saying you might not fuck with me, but someone else gonna fuck with me. You feel me?
That's right. Now, did you have to develop that confidence, or that's something that you just naturally possess?
Man, I feel like I've always been like that. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Oh, you a Leo, right?
I'm a Leo.
Yeah, y'all don't have problems with that. You can't tell Leo too much about
I feel like I always been like that.
Shout out to the Leo gang out here, man. You can't tell a Leo too much about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already set in stone. Now, you know, listening to some, because this is crazy, because I've been told I wasn't going to make it for certain reasons in this. But when you listen to somebody give you that type of criticism, right, and you look at where you at, how much confirmation did that let you know that your words don't mean nothing at all?
Man, it feels good to be here, you know what I mean? But I never hold no grudge against nobody.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna just do me and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? If you want to hold a grudge against whatever, you know, situation it might be, then that's on you. But I'll never try to hold no grudge against nobody, you know what I mean? So I love, you feel me? So I love at the end of the day. And I feel like being in the music industry, you can't hold no grudges.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, you might burn a bridge or whatever, but like, you know what I mean?
It's part of the game.
It's part of the game, you feel me?
Yeah, that's right now.
Because you're gonna come across that person, you know, the music industry, like being in LA too, especially, small. It's small, you know what I mean? So you're gonna come across that person or whoever it is that, you know, you might have had that situation with, but yeah, I try to always just keep it peaceful, you know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Have you traveled to different states? And
oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what has that been like for you working with different artists, you know, around the nation?
Bro, it's we had went to Seattle, just traveling, like being on tour with Rucci. I've been on tour with Rucci, Charlotte Mafia, just being in different states, being able to do music in different states. You know what I mean? I just went to, well, it's not that far, but I went to San Diego to with Lil Weirdo. Just being able to go to San Diego and come back with the bag, you feel me? Like,
yeah, no, because you're doing what you love to do.
Yeah.
And you get to travel doing it.
Yeah, so being able to do that, just to travel and just catch a plane and not pay for nothing. Like, you know
feel like a king, yeah.
Bro, it's a blessing, you know what I mean? And that's kind of like, I feel like those are perks, you know what I mean? But yeah, I love it, bro. Like, you feel me? It's a blessing.
Like me, shit, I used to pray for times like this to shine like this. So I had to
you know
grind like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, what is, okay, because you see, the sound of music differs per state, you know what I'm saying? The sound that they looking for differs per state. What's one of the things you noticed was a big difference when you leave California and go, so like, what's one of the things that you feel like they may be particular on somewhere else than what they are here?
As far as like,
just the sound of music, what they want to hear.
I feel like it's different everywhere. You know what I mean? It's different sounds to like different type of genres. You know what I mean? You might, like a beat might be different that, you know, for like a producer from Houston than a producer from LA might make. You know what I mean? It's different sounds.
Right.
I guess when it comes to that.
And then you've mixed for El Viper. Now that was
he's from Detroit.
Okay.
From Detroit.
Oh, he's from Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's from Detroit, and he does like Spanish, Spanish trap.
Right.
There's like
Spanish trap.
Spanish trap.
Oh, I didn't pick that
so it's
up.
Like,
okay.
It's like Spanish trap. Yeah. So it's like a Detroit, like basically rapping on a Detroit beat, but in Spanish.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So it's different. So it's, you know what I mean? Like, I like working with people like that. You know what I mean? it makes me, it makes me get out of my element. You know what I mean? It makes me use it makes me go just have a different approach to my session. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like it is important to be able to mix or record an R&B song? Like you said, a Spanish trap song, you know, just a gangster, you know, do you feel like it's important to be able to have that mixture, and what type of bag does it bring out of you in every, you know what I'm saying, type of music that you go hear again?
It's different, you know what I mean? It puts me in that element where it's like, I gotta, you know, move different. It's, cause you know what I mean, sometimes I be so comfortable in just having my template or having the same plugins every time, you know what I mean? So doing different type of songs like R&B or reggaeton or, you know, Spanish music, it just takes me out of my comfort zone, you know what I mean? And I like that. You know what I mean? I like getting out of my comfort zone, you know what I mean? Because I don't like I said, I don't like being comfortable. Whether it comes to mixing, where it's like my living, you know what I mean? Whatever. I don't like being comfortable, you know what I mean? So
when was that time that you first had to jump into a whole different bag? Like, oh, I can't even mix like that no more. I gotta go here. I
feel like once I started seeing my template at studios, I'm like, damn, everybody got my sauce. Because there was a session where an artist had booked me for a studio, and I went to the studio, and I pulled up, and my template was there. I'm like,
what?
How you get my template? You know what I mean? So I don't know how I got there. I'm like, man, I gotta change it up. You feel me? So yeah, that made me kind of just switch it up. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I gotta use different things, go about things differently, where I get a different sound than everybody trying to get like me, you know? That I think I got at that point. Because I'm always trying to get better.
That made you grow though, Yeah. Okay, now.
Even at this point, I feel like I'm trying to get better. You know, switch it up. I always switch it up.
That's right. Sure. Now, when you credit, okay, because you don't necessarily always see mixed by so and so on the song. You know what I'm saying? You will see produced by so and so, not mixed by. Do you care about getting that credit?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
I do. I mean, not so much now, but I feel like as an engineer, I'm trying to put that light, you know, to engineers, because the engineer like role is so underrated.
Okay.
You know
That's
what I mean?
right. That's right.
And I feel like an engineer could be a producer. An engineer could be an A&R. An engineer could be, you know, a manager or whatever it is. You feel me? So I feel like I want to shine that light to engineers. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely trying to do that, like Ali is doing. You know what I mean? He created that platform for engineers. I'm trying to do something similar where I could, you know, put that light on the engineers. I definitely need my credit.
I'm not going to give me my credit. I want my credit. I'm not going to cap with you. I don't think I ever necessarily paid attention to an engineer, a mixing engineer.
You know, and most of the times, like, you won't see it on the credits either.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? I feel like now Ali is doing that. Like he's, you know, making everybody put the engineer credits, songwriter credits, like everybody plays a part, you know what I mean? So there's a lot. At that point when you're like doing big artists like that, like Kanye West, like you got multiple engineers, you got multiple recording engineers, mixing engineers, assistant engineers, and now they're all putting their credits on there. And you see the Donda album, everything's on there. You know all the credits are on there. You know what I mean? Drake's album credits, everybody's putting the credits now.
Well, that's important.
I feel like everybody's catching on. You know what I mean? So.
That's very important. Like I said, all you see is artists and produced by. You know what I'm saying? So
most of the time,
be a mixing engineer, you never see mixed by. You know what I'm saying? But I do notice that people include that, especially with you. I've noticed it a couple times. That's why I'm asking. Like, is that something that you feel is very important? And shout out to Ali for putting that together. Do you see yourself ever?
Definitely important.
Yeah. Do you ever see yourself coming together with Mixed by Ali to work on some?
Man, I hope so. That's one of my goals. You feel me? And I'm gonna get there for sure. But
for sure.
If I feel like it's all timing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. That's all. It's all timing. You know, with everything you got going on in your life, never forget that. You know, so what do you clap it up for, Mixed by Crook?
Clap it up. What I clap it up for? Clap it up for my son.
That's right.
Clap it up for life. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't complain.
Right.
Clap it up for clap it up.
Clap it up for that. Yeah, we gonna clap it up for that. Now look, y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Tap in with Mixed by Crook, man. He out here doing big things, and you gonna continue.
Shout out, Clap It Up.
Yeah, facts. Shout out, Clap It Up. You know what it is.
J.Brock.
Good.
J.Brock.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out my boy J.Brock.
That's right.
Clap it up.
Yes, sir, man. So look, y'all stay tuned. This video will be dropping soon. And man, we kicked a whole lot of game for y'all. Make sure y'all follow Mixed by Crook. Y'all tap in with Mixed by Crook. Y'all need y'all stuff mixed. Y'all make sure y'all tap in. If you need some studio time, he got that for you. You know what I'm saying?
You.
Once again, it's your boy J.Brock, my boy Mixed by Crook.
Yes, sir.
We out. Sir.